For weeks, whispers have circulated across social media and entertainment news platforms suggesting that Hollywood legend Goldie Hawn may be facing a serious health crisis. Fans around the world were left anxious as vague headlines hinted at a tragic diagnosis, sparking concern for the 78-year-old actress whose infectious laughter and radiant spirit have defined generations of cinema. While speculation intensified, one thing remained noticeably absent: direct words from Goldie's family. Until now. Goldie Hawn, best known for her iconic roles in Private Benjamin, Overboard, and The First Wives Club, has always maintained a relatively private personal life despite decades in the spotlight. However, her recent reduced public appearances and noticeably quieter social media presence ignited alarm among fans who feared the worst. Rumors escalated quickly, with some outlets irresponsibly suggesting severe illness, while others claimed the family was preparing for the unthinkable. The silence from her children, Kate Hudson, Oliver Hudson, and Wyatt Russell, only fueled the anxiety. Supporters began flooding comment sections with prayers, while longtime fans shared emotional tributes, fearing they were witnessing the final chapter of a beloved star's life. But the reality, as her children have now clarified, is far more complex and far less sensational than the rumors suggested. According to sources close to the family, Goldie Hawn has not been diagnosed with any life-threatening illness. Instead, the so-called tragic diagnosis stems from ongoing discussions Goldie herself has openly shared in past interviews about aging, mental wellness, and cognitive health awareness, topics that were later twisted into alarming headlines. Kate Hudson was the first to gently address the growing concern. Speaking during a recent podcast appearance, she acknowledged the emotional toll the rumors had taken on their family. "It's heartbreaking when people jump to conclusions," Kate said. "My mom is strong, she's present, she's living her life exactly the way she wants to." Oliver Hudson echoed those sentiments, expressing frustration over how quickly speculation can spiral out of control in the digital age. "People forget that behind every headline is a real family," he shared. "We read the comments, our kids see them too. It's not just gossip, it affects real lives." For decades, Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell, who is typically the most private of Goldie's children, reportedly stepped in when the rumors crossed a line. Sources say he urged media outlets to stop using misleading language that implied imminent tragedy. "There's a difference between being honest about aging and creating fear for clicks," he reportedly told close friends. The confusion appears to trace back to Goldie Hawn's previous openness about cognitive health. In earlier interviews, she spoke candidly about her fear of memory loss and the importance of brain wellness, conversations meant to educate, not alarm. However, these remarks were later reshaped by online speculation into claims of a tragic diagnosis, despite no such confirmation ever being made. Goldie has long been an advocate for mental wellness through her Mind Up Foundation, which focuses on mindfulness and emotional health for children. Ironically, the very advocacy meant to reduce fear around mental health became the source of widespread panic. Family insiders reveal that Goldie is currently enjoying a quieter, more intentional lifestyle. She is spending time with her grandchildren, traveling selectively, and prioritizing peace over public appearances. "She's earned the right to slow down," one source shared. "That doesn't mean something is wrong." Still, the emotional reaction from fans highlights just how deeply Goldie Hawn is loved. Her legacy isn't limited to films. It's rooted in warmth, humor, and authenticity. That's why even unconfirmed whispers triggered such an outpouring of concern. Kurt Russell, Goldie's longtime partner, has also reportedly been a steady presence throughout the media storm. Friends say he was protective but calm, reassuring family members while refusing to engage publicly with what he viewed as baseless speculation. In many ways, this moment has revealed a deeper truth: society's discomfort with aging, especially when it comes to beloved female icons. Goldie Hawn choosing rest, privacy, and reflection was quickly reframed as decline, a narrative her children are now actively pushing back against. Kate Hudson summed it up best when she said, "My mom is not defined by rumors, she's defined by love, laughter, and resilience." As the dust settles, fans are being encouraged to focus on verified information rather than viral speculation. Goldie Hawn remains a symbol of joy, strength, and self-awareness, not tragedy. And while her children may have spoken out to calm the storm, their message is clear: concern is understandable, but respect matters more. For weeks, fans and media outlets have been buzzing with concern over Goldie Hawn's health. Social media was flooded with speculation about a tragic diagnosis, leading many to fear the worst for the 78-year-old Hollywood legend. Goldie, whose career has spanned decades with unforgettable roles in Private Benjamin, Overboard, and The First Wives Club, has always been private about her personal life. making the sudden wave of worry all the more intense. Despite the rumors, her children, Kate Hudson, Oliver Hudson, and Wyatt Russell, had remained silent for weeks, prompting fans to speculate about the severity of her condition. Online, tributes poured in, with many sharing emotional messages and prayers, reflecting just how beloved Goldie remains. But the reality, as her family has now clarified, is far less dramatic than the headline suggested. Contrary to the alarming claims, Goldie Hawn has not been diagnosed with any life-threatening illness. The so-called tragic diagnosis stemmed from earlier conversations Goldie shared about aging, cognitive health, and mindfulness, discussions meant to inspire and educate rather than alarm. Unfortunately, these remarks were later taken out of context and sensationalized online. Kate Hudson addressed the speculation during a recent podcast, emphasizing the strain it placed on the family. "It's heartbreaking when people jump to conclusions," she said. "My mom is strong, present, and living her life on her own terms." Oliver Hudson echoed this, noting the dangers of misinformation. "Behind every headline is a real family," he shared. "These stories affect all of us, not just clicks or views." Wyatt Russell, the most private of the three siblings, reportedly intervened privately when rumors crossed a line, urging media outlets to stop using misleading language that implied imminent tragedy. Sources say he reminded those close to the situation that there's a difference between speaking openly about aging and spreading fear for attention. The confusion seems to trace back to Goldie Hawn's previous interviews on mental wellness. She has openly discussed the importance of brain health and her fears about cognitive decline, topics meant to encourage awareness rather than panic. However, some outlets twisted these remarks, creating an illusion of a serious medical crisis. Family insiders describe Goldie as enjoying a quieter, more intentional lifestyle. She is spending time with her grandchildren, traveling selectively, and focusing on personal well-being. "She's earned the right to slow down," one source shared. That doesn't mean something is wrong. Her partner, Kurt Russell, has reportedly been a calming influence, reassuring the family while refusing to engage with baseless speculation publicly. The incident has also highlighted society's discomfort with aging, particularly for female icons. Goldie's choice to prioritize privacy and mindfulness was quickly reframed by rumor as decline, a narrative her children are now actively correcting. Kate Hudson captured this sentiment perfectly. "My mom is not defined by rumors. She's defined by love, laughter, and resilience." This moment also reveals just how deeply fans care for Goldie Hawn. The global concern underscores the impact she has had both on screen and off, touching generations with her humor, charm, and authenticity. But more than anything, her family wants the public to focus on verified information rather than viral speculation. As her children speak out, the message is clear: Goldie Hawn is healthy, surrounded by love, and living life deliberately. The so-called tragic diagnosis was never real. It was a misinterpretation of her honest conversations about aging and wellness. Fans are encouraged to respect the family's privacy and celebrate Goldie for the joy she continues to bring into the world. In the end, the family's statement is a reminder that celebrities, too, deserve truth and dignity amidst the chaos of social media speculation. Goldie Hawn's legacy is not defined by rumors, but by her enduring warmth, laughter, and resilience. And now, thanks to her children speaking out, fans can rest easy knowing she remains well and surrounded by love. Fans were recently worried after headlines suggested Goldie Hawn faced a tragic diagnosis, sparking widespread concern online. The 78-year-old actress, known for Private Benjamin and Overboard, has always valued privacy, and her children, Kate Hudson, Oliver Hudson, and Wyatt Russell, had remained silent, fueling speculation. Now they've spoken out, clarifying that Goldie is healthy. The so-called diagnosis was a misinterpretation of her previous discussions about aging and cognitive wellness. Family insiders emphasize she is enjoying life quietly, surrounded by loved ones.